Stop listening to the Garmin suggested workouts that come up on your watch. Do not do them. If you are a marathoner or a half marathoner and you have big goals, it is very important that you're not using the watch to dictate your runs. I'm Nicole Duransky. I'm a run coach and a certified endurance nutrition coach, and I just ran a marathon 3 days ago. And today I woke up and my Garmin told me to do sprints. This is extremely not helpful. It's pretty much the last thing that I should be doing. If I just ran a marathon, I need significant rest. And I need at least a week of no running at all. And that is what my run coach has told me and what I advise as a run coach. However, the Garmin algorithm for what workout you should do today is based on information that's not always fully accurate. Not to mention, it's not an actual run coach. But basically, the Garmin says, based on how you've slept, how hard you worked during the marathon, which I didn't race it all out, I ran it, but I still completed the distance. It's at the end of a long training cycle. I need that rest. But Garmin doesn't agree. Garmin doesn't think so. And what's the damage in going out for that sprint today? I'm going to not fully recover. I'm going to mentally not get the rest that I need. And I'm not going to be prepared for my next training cycle if I decide to keep going and listen to Garmin's advice. I had a coaching call with a potential new client last week, and she told me she's been using the Garmin to help her train for her races. But what she would find is she would go out for a run and she would run in what she thought was an easy pace. It would then tell her it was a tempo run. It would then change the suggested workout for the next day. And she felt like she was never really knowing what she was doing and it wasn't accurate. And I agree, 100%. Garmin isn't always accurate. The heart rate is not accurate unless you're using a band around the waist. So I've done a long run, for example, without my Garmin, without my heart rate monitor. And I ran marathon pace, which it's like it's a 5 or 6 out of 10. Because of the heart rate monitor wasn't accurate, my watch told me it was a VO2 max workout, which would be like, VO2 max workout is something that you're doing when you're working really hard for like 2 minutes. There's no way I ran 20 miles at VO2 max. Because of that, Garmin's going to make new data and new training for the next run. So please do not rely on your Garmin. It is not going to give you the best training plan. If you can't, it's not your budget to work with a run coach, at the very least, I would highly recommend getting a good training plan from a coach and using that, and don't rely on what Garmin says.